So I have some really good news. I wasn't expecting to have to put out this video today, but we just got an order today on Saturday that the Ninth Circuit has ruled on the emergency stay in the California concealed carry ban case SB2 and the current administrative stay that was put in place by the Ninth Circuit, which allowed a complete concealed carry ban in the state of California. Well, we got an answer from the Ninth Circuit's merits panel, and they have dissolved the stay, and now, once again, it is legal to concealed carry in California despite SB2 in that current language. So let's talk about quickly what's happening and give you guys an update on what is now happening in SB2 and the recent order that we just got just minutes ago from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you agree that the California ban on concealed carry is clearly unconstitutional and violates the Supreme Court's Bruin decision, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Also, I want to thank one of the new sponsors of the channel, which is 1st Phorm. A lot of you guys are aware that I've kind of been on a fitness journey. I lost about 50 pounds over this last year, and a lot of that was due to doing the 75 Hard program, just eating healthier, and then also I use a lot of 1st Phorm supplements even before they knew about me, knew about the channel, I guess, and wanted to support the channel. So again, thank you to 1st Phorm for sponsoring this two-way content, supporting this pro-freedom content. And if you guys are interested, you can check them out using the links down below. So as I mentioned in the intro, I have a very significant update for everyone in California who is currently facing the statewide concealed carry ban. As we talked about in some prior videos, the Ninth Circuit recently let California implement their new concealed carry ban by issuing an administrative stay. Because of that administrative stay at the beginning of this year, at the beginning of 2024, it became illegal to legally carry concealed almost everywhere in the state, even though you had a concealed carry permit. So for millions of California gun owners and concealed carry permit holders in the state, that administrative stay directly stripped away your legal ability to concealed carry, even though you had a carry permit. However, the attorneys over at Michelle & Associates and the attorneys over at Farmers Policy Coalition were working very hard to get the Ninth Circuit to reconsider or at least clarify what their intent was going forward. And they also request for that administrative stay to be dissolved and for the merits panel to take action on that administrative stay. Well, we just received news from the Ninth Circuit and the merits panel that they have in fact dissolved that administrative stay. This case has gone to a merits panel, and that administrative stay that was allowing SB2 to go into effect has now been done away with and struck down. So once again, the pro-freedom injunction, which halted and struck down SB2, is back in place, and the Ninth Circuit has actually come through for us, and which is kind of surprising. A lot of people, and myself included, I was on the fence about what the Ninth Circuit would do, but what we got news is that the Ninth Circuit has in fact ruled in our favor and has dissolved that administrative stay. And now we're back to the same old status quo, which existed for years prior to SB2. Now, the cases we're talking about in this video are the May v. Bonta case. That is the case myself and Reno May joined as plaintiffs. That's a lawsuit brought by CRPA and then Gun Owners of California and a lot of other organizations. And then there's a different lawsuit as well, which is the FPC lawsuit. Now, both of these cases have recently been consolidated and they're proceeding forward at the Ninth Circuit, and they're headed to a merits panel. Now, you may recall that recently we received a big win from the federal district court judge, Judge Cormac Carney, who granted a preliminary injunction against various aspects of California's new CCW restrictions. With that looming SB2 restriction deadline, which was going into place January 1st of 2024, that was a significant win out of that district court judge. But as we knew, the state of California was not going to sit quiet. What they did is they immediately filed an appeal and then also sought an emergency stay of that preliminary injunction. So they wanted to override the win that we got in the lower court. That emergency stay motion went to a motions panel in the Ninth Circuit, and on review, that motions panel decided to grant an administrative stay, which allowed SB2 to temporarily go into place at the beginning of 2024. And then what now we know is they sent the case to a merits panel for further review of the actual emergency stay. But it was very concerning for a while because, as of right now, which is, 6 days, January 6th, SB2 was allowed to be in effect. Now, it was concerning to know what was going to happen going forward. There were some county sheriffs that were coming out saying that they weren't going to enforce this, and there were a lot of question marks about what the Ninth Circuit would actually do. Well, we got that order today, like I mentioned just minutes ago, and the Ninth Circuit has dissolved that administrative stay. They have denied the state of California's request for an emergency stay, and that injunction by Judge Cormac Carney is back in effect. SB2 and at least the sensitive location restrictions are no longer enforceable. So I'm going to read to you real quick the order from the Ninth Circuit. It's just very brief, only 2 pages. And this is in the consolidated cases, the FBC Cacerlo case, and then also the May v. Bonta case that I'm a plaintiff in as well. It simply states that the motion to consolidate is granted. The clerk will consolidate the two cases, which again is the FBC case and then our case as well. The emergency motion under Circuit Rule 27-3 for a stay pending appeal and for an interim administrative stay, the supplements, responses, and replies thereto have been referred to the merits panel, and the case is calendared for argument in April. The administrative stay previously entered is dissolved, so that administrative stay by the motions panel is no longer. The emergency motion under Circuit Rule 27-3 for a stay pending appeal and for an interim administrative stay is denied pending further order of the court. Appellee's motion for reconsideration or clarification of the court's order of December 30th, 2023 is denied as moot. The existing briefing schedules remain in effect. And then it's just simply signed by the clerk, so we don't necessarily know who was on that merits panel yet. But what does this all mean? That administrative stay that allowed SB2 to go into effect at the beginning of this year has been dissolved. There is no longer a stay on that injunction from the lower court, which means that Judge Cormack's injunction, which halted SB2 from going into effect, is now back in place. The status quo of concealed carry, your ability to carry, freely in the state of California with your permit, not being barred from going into private businesses without them having to put up a sign saying, yes, you can conceal carry there. The hyper restricted sensitive locations everywhere in the state of California, which would only potentially allow you to conceal carry at certain locations, potentially just sidewalks like the sponsor of the bill said. All of those restrictions, all those sensitive location restrictions are now no longer in effect, which is good news. It was very concerning there for a bit. I was very skeptical of what the Ninth Circuit would do. The positive thing with all this is, again, we can still in some way trust the Ninth Circuit. Now, ultimately, how this is going to play out, we don't know. Even in that, they kind of mentioned that, again, a further order of the Ninth Circuit could change some of this. But at least right now, the merits panel here has dissolved that administrative stay, is letting that injunction go back in place, and SB2 is halted as to those sensitive location restrictions. So I wanted to get this information out to you guys because I know a lot of people have concealed carry permits here in California. A lot of people were very concerned in California, especially if you're a gun owner. You've gone through the process, you've paid hundreds of dollars, you've waited a long time to get your concealed carry permit. It seemed like with SB2 being implemented, well, then your concealed carry permit was essentially useless. And again, that's exactly what California wanted when they put in place SB2 in direct defiance to what the Supreme Court said in their 6-3 decision in that Bruin case. So very good news coming out of the Ninth Circuit. Very good news for California. Make sure you're spreading the word. Make sure you guys share this to anyone in California, any concealed carry holders. Let them know that SB2 has been struck down once again. The injunction of the lower court is back in effect. And the good news is that the Ninth Circuit finally came through on one of these cases. So again, spread the news. Let everybody know. Also, make sure you're donating to these 2A organizations that are fighting this fight for you guys. Donate to organizations like FBC, GOA, CRPA, all those organizations that are doing great work to protect our rights and fight against these unconstitutional laws like SB2. So again, share the news. If you guys like this video and you'd like to support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, and subscribe. All those things help to fuel the algorithm, and it signals to YouTube that you guys see value in these videos and in this type of 2A news. As always, I want to thank everybody who likes, comments, subscribes, who hits the notification bell, who shares these videos. You guys are directly impacting these videos, impacting this channel, and helping me to reach and educate more people than I could ever do my own. So as always, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And never forget, this nation was built by armed scholars, and this nation will be maintained by armed scholars.